find this dead body, and they go on this adventure and stuff like that. And they have so many obstacles and so many challenges in their way and stuff like that, and they come closer like a family, basically. And that's how, as a kid, that's how friend groups should be. You know what I mean? Like, you guys literally grow up together. You guys do stuff every day with each other. And on the weekends, you guys all hang out and stuff like that. But going through a tragedy together makes you so much closer as a group. And
0, 1. Let's get started.
one thing first is, I am the Godfather. What is up today, guys? Today we are going to talk about classic movies, okay? I feel like in general, though, everybody considers other movies as classic movies. You know, I'm going to say my opinion on these so-called classic movies to other people. Got good reviews by critics and other people. And again, a lot of times, a lot of people know these movies, and also a lot of people really do like these movies. I'm including Goodfellas and The Godfather and probably many more, because I never seen those movies. And before you get started and hating on me that I never seen those movies, we all got our own taste in movies. First classic movie is The Burbs. No, I'm just playing. That is a really good movie, but that's not on my list today. But first movie I'm gonna go over is The Shawshank Redemption. That's actually my mom's favorite movie. I watched it with her or whatever. I'm not the narrator. I mean, I believe it's Morgan Freeman. You know, does a really good job about narrating and stuff like that. It is kind of cool that he is. Oh, by the way, spoilers to these movies. It is kind of cool that he is narrating about somebody else in a way. Like, he's, what's it called? The second point of view. So it's like he's seeing this person's life and he's telling the story. So I guess if you're a very, very huge fan of storytelling, this is the movie to go to. Me personally, I wasn't actually like that into it. I believe it's a 2 hour and 22 minutes, okay, that I'll never get back in my life. No, I'm just playing. It wasn't that bad of a movie. It was just, now that I know the ending to the movie, I don't feel like sitting through it again. That's just my opinion. Again, directing, storytelling, writing was very good. Acting, too, was good. The narration was good. A lot of things was good about this movie. It's just more of it's like The Sixth Sense. Once you know the ending of the movie, you can't rewatch it because you just know the ending. So what's the kind of the whole point of rewatching the movie? I guess to understand it more. Again, everybody got their own taste, but other movie we're gonna talk about that people consider a classic and it got good reviews was The Wizard of Oz. The the one everybody knows what I'm talking about. Honestly, I think honestly, whoever the writers are and whoever's idea was to make this movie honestly deserves 5 stars. Cause the whole point of the movie is her just like finding her way back home. And I think it's very cool that a lot of people take this movie as like an idea for like even TV episodes. Like, people get inspired by this movie. A lot of directors and writers get inspired by this movie. And it's kind of cool of how much an impact it was on other people's lives. Like, it was part of my childhood. Like, I used to watch it as a kid. It used to be on one of the VHS tapes, if you even know what a VHS tape is. But yeah, it used to be playing in the background or whatever. I was never like the biggest fan of the movie, but I seen clips here and there. But again, it's kind of cool of how many TV shows and other movies get inspired by this one movie. And it is kind of cool, like I said, of her journey, how she just wants to get back home because home is where you feel comfortable. Again, as I am a Christian, and I'm gonna mention this, it's kind of like Christianity. You know, you go through so much struggles and challenges in life, and you want to get home, and heaven is the home, but you still got to go through the adventure, the obstacles in the way. And people help her out, just like in Christianity. You know, you are gonna have people that help you out to figure stronger in your faith. So if you look at that aspect, it is kind of cool. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Another movie that as a kid I watched more of Charlie in the Factory, if you know that reboot, if you know it. But Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory came first or whatever. I believe it might have been based off there's probably a book on it first. I don't know. Didn't do too much research on this movie. But I remember seeing it in middle school. I watched it for the first time, and honestly, it is pretty good for how it was made in 1971. Okay, I'm not gonna say, oh my gosh, that's ancient, but to me as a kid watching it, it seemed like an old movie because it was. But for consider me as a kid calling it an old movie, it was actually pretty good. It kept me entertained. And again, same thing as The Wizard of Oz, this movie inspired other TV shows or movies to do episodes or, plots like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like scenes in their movies or like episodes of their shows. So it's cool how big of an inspiration it is. It also shows how grateful you should be for your loved ones too, if you look deep into the movie. And it also teaches you to be humble with yourself. You know what I mean? Like Charlie comes from a poor family. So in a way, if you look at it at a deep aspect, it's kind of like you look at Charlie and how he lives or whatever, and how he lives in this tiny apartment with like 6-8 people. You got to realize how grateful you can be in your life. Looking at Charlie's life and the fact that he just wanted this golden ticket so bad and he won it and stuff like that. And the person that he brought was his grandpa that always cheered him on. So it's a really cool way of looking at it. It tells a very good story, and like I said, it teaches you life lessons. Like I said, to be humble with yourself. Be grateful on the things that you have. This movie is called My Girl. I only seen clips here and there of it and stuff like that, but this movie kind of shows you in a way. Like I said, I never full on sat down and watched the movie. I'm probably never going to, unless whoever my future spouse is, if she wants to watch it, like I'll watch it with her. But it kind of shows you though is what can happen to a friend. You know what I mean? Like you can be, I'm not even talking about a spouse, I'm talking about just a friend in general. Like you never know what can happen to them. I'm not going to spoil the scene, but let's just say like it doesn't end well for one person. And again, it just shows that anything can happen. This other movie is a very good movie, man. It tells a very good story. And it's kind of crazy because this is based off a book. And it's based, what's his name? Stephen King? Stephen King? Or I'm sorry if I said the name wrong. He mostly makes, if you know the movie It, you know who he is. He wrote that movie, or that book, I mean, called Stand By Me, and it's so different compared to a lot of his other books that are about like demons and ghosts and stuff like that. But this movie, man, takes a whole different lead. Like I said, it takes like a whole different lead, and then his like other stuff, in my opinion. It's about these kids that like want to find this dead body, and they go on this adventure and stuff like that. And they have so many obstacles and so many challenges in their way and stuff like that, and they come closer like a family, basically. And that's how, as a kid, that's how friend groups should be. You know what I mean? Like, you guys literally grow up together. You guys do stuff every day with each other. And on the weekends, you guys all hang out and stuff like that. But going through a tragedy together makes you so much closer as a group. And honestly, I really like in the movie of how close they are as kids. And then it shows how life is. How you guys grow apart from each other. You know what I mean? Like once, and that's life. Once you hit high school is when everything changes. You know what I mean? That one person's get their license, start hanging out with other people. Or gets in a relationship, whatever. But that's life. You know what I mean? And that movie does a pretty good job about how life works. And again, it tells a very good story. The adventure is pretty cool. Other movie is called The Outsiders. Again, based on a book. Honestly, this is actually the only time I would say the book is better than the movie, because I felt like the movie took out a lot of good parts from the book. I felt like the characters weren't as good as they make it out in the book. But honestly, if you really like a good best friend duo, honestly, this is the movie to go to. And again, if you really like books and stuff like that, definitely check out The Outsiders. That's all I really can say about this movie. Again, very good movie though. If you guys want to check it out, check it out. This other movie will inspire a lot of athletes or other people to accomplish goals. It's called Rocky. You know, this guy was the underdog and stuff like that, and he made it to the top. You know, he proved himself. So again, if you want to get inspired and stuff like that, definitely watch this movie. Very good. Felt like the fighting scenes was good, the acting was good, the storyline was good. So in general, I got nothing really hating to say about the movie. Yeah, I mean the franchise is good in general too. I mean there is probably some of the Rocky movies that aren't as good as other ones, or realistically, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely check that one out. Oh, and now we're going to talk about my classic movies that I can rewatch and stuff like that, and I'm fine with. Movies that, in my opinion, has good storylines, good acting, good lines in the movie that stick out to me, and good character development, especially. So first movie, my favorite movie of all time, no matter what streaming service it goes on. If it goes on Hulu, I'm gonna watch it. If it goes on Netflix, I'm gonna watch it. If it goes on Disney Plus, I doubt it'll ever go on Disney Plus. But if it goes on it, I'm watching it. That's where I'm getting at. It's called 8 Mile. 8 Mile. I used to be a huge fan of Eminem. I thought Eminem was like the greatest. I'm gonna say it. I thought he was the GOAT, bro, growing up. The greatest of all time. Until I got very into my faith. As I said, now I think Jesus is the GOAT because he is. But like I said, I really did look up to Eminem. I thought his rapping skills was very good. I thought how his childhood, how he became one of the best rappers ever, and he proved himself. And I thought that was really cool. So 8 Mile growing up, I thought it was actually like based on his whole life. It turns out no, it wasn't. He just put his life in the movie, but he just changed up some things to it or whatever, you know. But again, to me, in my opinion, I think the movie was a very good movie. I think Eminem's acting is very good in it, especially that this is his only one and probably ever acting role is crazy to me. I thought the rap battle scene was one of the best scenes ever. I think the lines in the movie is very good. Like the ones that kind of stick out, you're like, huh. I thought I just think the whole story of the movie is good. You know what I mean? Like how he's this underdog and how he choked up on stage in the beginning of the movie and how he proved himself at the end or whatever. Like he took on this guy that was undefeated and most people won't have the confidence to do that, and he did that. And he made the guy choke. Like it's like it's crazy, you know, and he has his friends and stuff like that, and he, you know, he doesn't even get the girl at the end. Like that's kind of life sometimes too. Like you don't always get the girl that you really want. But like I said, I thought this movie till this day, this movie is still one of my favorites. So I would definitely check it out if I was you guys. Other one I'm gonna talk about is the one of the guys that are one of the best screenwriters, I in my opinion, is Happy Gilmore, the movie. Adam Sandler, I think, is the best screenwriter. That's what I meant. I lost my place. But I'm going to talk about Happy Gilmore. That is one of my favorite comedy movies, man. I think it's so cool how this guy is like this hot-headed guy that wants to be a hockey player so bad, and that's his dream. But again, coming from a Christian standpoint, you may have those dreams of being something that you're not and stuff like that, or I mean, having those dreams of being something, but maybe you're just not good at that aspect, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I love rap music. I thought I could be a rapper, but I'm not. I can't write. I can't produce. I can listen to rap. I can find good rap songs. I can make a whole playlist and check out rap albums and talk about rap. But I cannot rap myself. That's not my talent. God didn't give me that as a talent. Maybe talking and socializing is my talent. So that's why I made a podcast. And honestly, I like sticking to this. Okay? So in Happy Gilmore, you got to think about it as a life lesson. You know what I mean? Like he wants to be this hockey player so bad. He has these anger issues he needs to work on and stuff like that. But guess what? God gave him a gift in golfing and he used it. And he became this pro at golf or whatever, won this trophy, beat this guy that was very good at golf and stuff like that, and took golf very serious. And what did Happy do? He trained. Okay? A lot of people think that you can just be naturally good at something. You're never gonna be naturally good at something. You have to work on it. But again, and also too, this movie is hilarious. You gotta watch it. I know I just went on a whole rant and of a life lesson, but still, this movie does teach you a good life lesson, so that's good. But like I said, jokes hilarious, bro. Fight scenes hilarious. Acting incredible. Should have won a Grammy. No, I'm just playing. The acting is good though, in my opinion. And again, it's a pretty good movie. That's why they made a second one of it. Okay, I'm definitely watching it when it comes out. Other movie that I'm gonna consider a classic that I can just rewatch whenever it comes on a streaming service is Grown Ups. Dude, I remember as a kid when this movie first came out, like I thought their friend group was the coolest friend group ever. And again, though, it teaches a life lesson. It's so crazy on how these people that you grew up with, you guys all separate, you guys all go your own ways. But here's the cool part. Here's the cool part about close friends, being close friends and not having a beef or having grudges against each other. You guys just separate from each other. And you guys come together. And when you guys see each other, there is no like beef. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys can just dab each other up and be like, yo, how you been? Yada, yada, yada. Crack the inside jokes that you guys used to make. Talk about your childhood. Talk about all this. That's life. And honestly, this movie does a very, very good job about it. I think it's kind of cool on how, like I said, how now they're all grown up and they talk about these childhood stories and stuff like that. And you're just like, oh, I like it how they made them as close as they did in the movie. You know what I mean? And how their parents and stuff like that and all that. Like they have kids, they have wives and stuff like that, but they're still doing the dumb old stuff because they're friends. That's what friends do. That brings back your childhood. So you're gonna shoot a bow and arrow up in the air because that's what you guys have fun back to in the day and stuff like that. So it is kind of cool. This movie shows a very good story. You know what I mean? That you guys can just come as one together and still be close. And like I said, I'll definitely, if I was you guys, if you've never seen it or if you hate on it, just rewatch it. Okay, rewatch it because of the story. In my opinion, it tells a very good one, especially at the ending of how you gotta watch it. I don't want to spoil the ending, but like I said, he could have been that guy, but he chose not to be. I just spoiled it, whatever. Well, like I said, also very funny jokes. I think they have all of the actors, I think, do very well working with each other. So yeah. Other movie that I'm gonna consider a classic growing up was The Avengers. I love team up movies. I love character developments. I love when people just work as a team and stuff like that. Especially too when people don't want to work as a team, but they have to work as a team. Because again, that's life, bro. Like you don't want to always work with people you don't like, but you have to. Okay, especially at jobs, especially in school. So like I said, I think I think all the actors did their thing. I thought the storyline was very good. I think Loki as the villain was very good. I honestly do. I will give a round of applause on the first Avengers movie. I think they handled their team up very good. I think they chose the right superheroes for this. Do I think Hawkeye should have got more screen time? 100%. But that's beyond the point. Another classic movie is another superhero movie. I grew up watching superhero movies, okay? I used to be a huge fan of them. Is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, dude, unbelievable. That was till today. I think that's forever going to be the best Joker. I think he does such a good job. I think just in general, the movie does good. I think Christian Bale does a very good job about playing Bruce Wayne, and he does a good job playing Batman. I think the suit was dope. The Batmobile was dope, dude. The effects was dope. It was good, bro. Like, definitely check out that movie. And like I said, I think it's very cool of how they made it a lot about the Joker, because he was very good Joker. Hugh Ledger, I think it was. Again, I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. But no, he does very good job playing Joker, and like I said, I think all the acting was good, storyline was good, everything was good. Okay, I'm not bashing on stuff today. Okay, guys, so this is a positive podcast. All right, another movie. I talked about this in my franchise. I think I just talked about so far in all the movies I've been talking, or movie podcast base episodes I've been doing, is one of my favorites Fast and Furious movies is Furious 7. Honestly, if they ended the franchise on this movie, I think it would have ended the franchise so good. Don't get me wrong, like as I said, I like how they're still continuing it, but still, this is one of my favorites. I think the way how they exited Paul Walker's character, Brian, how they exited his character, did it so well. I think his brothers did a good job, and I just think the action is very good. I think all the actors' chemistry was all good, dude. Like, it was phenomenal. I thought the scenery was so cool. Like I said, the action, I'm a huge action person fan. I thought it was just very good, and even the storyline, even the characters, it was all good. This one movie, man, very long movie, but honestly, if you're a huge fan of rap, like I am, definitely check this movie out. Straight Outta Compton. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube was actually behind the scenes of this movie, with production and stuff like that. I think they take a very good try of showing you what it was like being in that rap group. And it shows a very good storytelling of the struggles of being a rapper and stuff like that. Like, you're surrounded by women, you're surrounded by drugs. Especially before they blew up and made it to, say, Hollywood or became famous, they was still in the hood. They had to deal with, police and stuff like that. They had to deal with the life of crime that they committed, or, other people around them did and stuff like that. And it just tells a very good story. And the way, me being the audience of viewing this movie, I'm like, wow, this is so good. In my opinion, though, I think MC Ren shouldn't have just got 5 seconds of the movie. I think they should have put him more in more scenes. Same thing with DJ Yella. Kind of interesting on what was going through their eyes in the movie, because I felt like they were so focused on Dre, Ice Cube, and Eazy-E. But again, Dre and Cube was the producers of that movie, and Eazy-E was a very big one. And I'm sure due to his death, they really want to do a very good job putting his part in that movie. But like I said, the storytelling of them showing about their struggles and their life and stuff like that was so good. Even if you like documentaries, bro, check this movie out. And last one we're going to talk about is a classic kids movie, bro. Toy Story. Toy Story started it all for Pixar, bro. Till this day, us as adults still watch Toy Story. And everybody still gets hyped when a new Toy Story movie comes out, bro. This started the whole Pixar franchise. This started basically CGI in a way. This made a lot of animation films big, bro. Like, it made what Disney is today in a way. Disney Pixar in a way today. Okay? It's just crazy, bro. Like that. And again, this movie shows a very good aspect about friendship, about how you guys can be jealous of this person, but then later on, you have a challenge in your way and you guys got to work as a team and you guys can become best friends, bro. My one of my best friends in high school, dude, I used to not like him and he used to not like me, and we had a beef going and stuff like that. But then we became best friends, bro. Like, cause guess what? We were in high school together, and we were experience teenage life together. So we had each other. That's life, bro. Okay, and like I said, I think if it wasn't for Toy Story, Pixar wouldn't be where it's at today. And don't even get me started, bro. Toy Story 3, bro. Let's be honest, bro. Everybody almost tried a tear in their eye on that ending, if you know what I mean. But like I said, we're talking about Toy Story 1 that started it all, bro. Classic. Definitely watch it. And again, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other movies like Lion King, okay? If you want to leave what you guys consider a classic movie in the comments, go ahead, bro. There's so many good movies out there. Again, this was not a... I feel like this was actually a very positive podcast today, okay? I feel like I didn't really, like, hate on things like sometimes I do. I try not to do that. I try not to be so bashful, but us as humans kind of tend to judge on stuff. But like I said, I thought a lot of these movies told good stories. I thought a lot of these movies were good character developments, good acting, good screenwriting in general, and my favorite part is that you can relate to these movies from your point of view. And that's one of the coolest things about watching stuff, is relating things to your life, because you, as the audience, want to feel like you're part of the movie. As weird as that sounds, but you do. But like I said, you know what? I'ma spoil it. Next week, we're gonna talk about filming a movie and how difficult it can be. And so I'm excited to talk about that. So join me on that one, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace, and have fun. Don't forget to thank God for everything. And if you're going through a struggle, pray about it. All right, I'll see you guys later.